Hello, Charge agus Jimmer Tash, welcome back. So our final sample answer talking about the subjects, kind of what we like, what we don't like, what we find challenging. Let's have a look. Now this is maths, but it's also kind of good for the sciences like physics and chemistry and biology as well. So let's have a look at your material here. So when we're talking about your favourite subject, you could say something to me like, I enjoy all the subjects. So you could say Tatnín na haver go léir lom. So have a look at your structure here. Tatnín na haver go léir means all the subjects are enjoyable to me. Tatnín na haver go léir lom. So I enjoy all the subjects are enjoyable to me. Now what I have for you here in grey is really, really top kind of structure and top phrasing, and I'm going to use it a couple of times throughout your oral course, so maybe it might be in your best interest just to actually learn it and be able to use it. It's packed with grammar and vocab here, right? So dá mbeadh ceann amháin le piocadh agam. Let's go for dá mbeadh ceann amháin, and that means if there was one. Dá mbeadh ceann amháin, if there was one. Now remember with the mbeadh, give me a kind of a K sound at the end of that. Dá mbeadh ceann amháin. It's a mochnilach. So here's the thing, my notes are kind of full of mochnilach responses in the material anyway. You've actually been using the mochnilach quite a bit with me, so don't be too pressed if you don't get a mochnilach question from the examiner, because your examiner's listening to my material and thinking, you've got it already. And so that's what I'm saying, don't be too worried about the mochnilach. So dá mbeadh ceann amháin. Le piocadh agam means to be picked by me. Le piocadh agam, to be picked by me. So if you put that sentence together, dá mbeadh ceann amháin le piocadh agam, if there was one to be picked by me, if I had to choose one, if I had to pick one, Gerhing, I would say. That's your mochnilach there as well. Now listen to this, Gerhing. And we already spoke about this in the mochnilach questions in chapter 2, right? We're not going to pronounce that F. That F sound is silent for us. Gerhing. And what we hear is more of a H-I-N-G. Gerhing, I would say. Go raibh van mathematic dúshlánach go leor. So that maths was. Go raibh, past tense. So go raibh van mathematic. That mathematics was dúshlánach, challenging. Dúshlánach go leor, challenging enough. But here's the thing. You are not going to pronounce that letter S. Why? Because the H is after it. And H is shevu. And shevu means we soften. So dúshlánach go leor, challenging enough. You've got lots of mochnilach. You've got lots of really kind of top class material in that there. Dúshlánach go leor, challenging enough. If that's not enough for you, you can add on a little bit more in grey if you want. And then thar na blianta means over. So over the years. Same structure as English. Thar na blianta. Right, bím streachailt le. Streachailt le is struggling with. Streachailt le, struggling with. So bím means I do be. It's very, very, very common that I'd be struggling. Streachailt le. And we can pick the word here, téarmaíocht, terminology, and with formally, formulas. So you can tell your examiner I struggle with formulas in biology and chemistry and English and applied maths. Let's go for this one here, right, towards the end. Cothromóid a amháin. It's an infinitive in Irish. So cothromóid a amháin. We've cothromóid and a amháin. Let's go for the a amháin part first. A amháin means to learn. A amháin. And cothromóid is the word for equations. So to learn equations, cothromóid a amháin. Let's go for your first part. Sílim, I think. Go bhfuil sé, that it is. Jachar, tough, difficult, tricky. So sílim, I think, go bhfuil sé, that it is. Jachar, tough. Cothromóid a amháin, to learn equations. Now be careful. Remember, we've been saying this all the way through in our orals. FHs are always silent. So that's why I'm going for a amháin. And as well as that, the GH in the middle of the word is always silent as well, isn't it? So that's why we're not pronouncing that. And remember the word. Now remember we kind of came across this as well. This is kind of the most famous example. I keep going to this surname that we have in Ireland, particularly in the north of the island. We would never say Gallagher. We'd never pronounce the G in that. Gallagher. Why? Because it comes from our Irish. We would say Gallagher, and that's exactly why we are not pronouncing the GH here. So a-owlam, to learn. The next part here, tá sé deacair cothromóid a choinneáil. Let's go for the infinitive again. Cothromóid a choinneáil means to keep equations. Cothromóid a owlam, a choinneáil means to keep equations. Now go back to your first part. Tá sé, it is. Deacair, tough, difficult. Cothromóid a choinneáil, to keep equations. Suimiúil is the word for clear. And then in, my, inchin, mind. Same structure as English. Ma, inchin, minchin, in my mind. And look, the next word that we have here, that word fhoghlaim. I'm not pronouncing the GH in the middle, am I? So fhoghlaim, I get a lán obair bhaile, a lot of homework. And again, we are going to put the letter V above that there, obair bhaile. So a lán obair bhaile, a lot of homework, comai as well, or also. Now, adring féin amháin you've already used with me. I've stolen this when we were talking about our siblings. Adring féin means between us. And if I pop in that word there, amháin, it means just. So you can say adring féin, between us. Or you could say adring féin amháin, just between us. So adring féin amháin, just between us. Níl an múinteoir thar bhulla báirte. So níl an múinteoir, the teacher is not. Thar bhulla báirte. Now, pop the letter V above that MH there for me. Thar bhulla báirte means the best. Now, here's the thing. It can only be used in a negative expression. So, be very, very, very careful here, right? You can't really say, oh, bhí sé thar bhulla báirte, really, it was the best. We would more so use that thar bhulla báirte in a negative connotation, in a negative matter. Yeah, ní raibh sé thar bhulla báirte. It wasn't too good. It wasn't the best. So níl an múinteoir, the teacher is not. Thar bhulla báirte, not the best. So that brings us to the end of the 3 different sample answers. So do me a favor. Will you pick the phrases and the structures that you like? So all of these 3 sample answers that I've given you have something different and unique in all of them. So work through those, find what phrases you like and what kind of expressions that you would like to use, and build your own sample answer, whether it's like the content heavy history English, or whether it's the languages French, or whether it's like the maths and the sciences then towards the end of that as well. So any questions, would you please use your questionnaire form and just drop that. Just the minute you send me that questionnaire, I get an email straight away and I can write back to you whatever question you want to ask me about the orals or anything in general. But will you please chat to me and let me know that things are going okay. And don't forget, every Wednesday we're also live online, and you can use a nice chat function on that as well to ask any questions that you'd like to ask an examiner. Always here to help. No question too small, too silly, or too insignificant. Send me all the questions you like. Right, folks, that brings us to the end of the sample answer. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the school material. So pop over to the next material and we'll get you that sorted there soon. So a chairde, ítach, go raibh mbeadh, slán inis.